thick haze clung stubbornly to the horizon as evening descended upon Hangzhou, China, on July 7, 2010. It was a typically busy day in this sprawling metropolis, a city characterized by a blend of centuries-old pagodas and ultra-modern high-rises that crisscrossed the skyline. Hangzhou, the capital of Zhejiang Province, is one of China's most illustrious and historic cities. Rich with a lineage that dates back over 2,200 years, it was once the capital of the Southern Song dynasty and has been hailed as one of the 7 ancient capitals of China. Situated on the lower reaches of the Qiantang River and the southern end of the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal, it boasts of a strategic location that has fostered its development and prominence throughout history. It is renowned for its picturesque natural beauty and cultural heritage, the most iconic of which is the West Lake, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The lake's ethereal beauty has been celebrated by poets and painters throughout Chinese history, earning it the status of a symbol for Hangzhou. In the present day, Hangzhou is not just a monument to the past, but a vibrant city pulsating with life and modernity. It's a major technology hub known as China's Silicon Valley, and is home to internet giants like Alibaba. Hangzhou represents a confluence of the past and the future, tradition and modernity, all intersecting in a vibrant tapestry of evolution and change. A crossroads of history, where old world charm meets the new world sophistication of China's modern technological prowess. Dominating a considerable part of the urban landscape was the Xiaoshan Airport, one of the busiest aviation hubs in the region. An important center for both commercial and cargo flights, it held its own amidst China's burgeoning aviation network. Nestled on the southern shore of the Qiantang River, the airport was a bustling hive of activity that day. Arrivals and departures from every corner of the globe formed a continuous symphony of motion. Workers moved with mechanical efficiency, luggage was hefted onto conveyors, while an unending stream of passengers traversed the terminals. The air traffic controllers were tasked with the responsibility of ensuring the smooth transition of aircraft in and out of the airport, guiding each craft through the intricacies of airspace navigation. Within the airport's precincts, hundreds of people, travelers and staff alike, went about their business, oblivious to the remarkable event that was soon to unfold. Airport workers, vested in their respective duties, patrolled the runways, maintained aircraft, and ensured smooth passenger transit. Air traffic controllers, ensconced within the panoramic sweep of the control tower, kept their eyes fixed on the glowing radars and outside windows, guiding pilots through the labyrinthine flight paths. As evening faded into night, the shimmering runway lights became the sole focus against the growing darkness. The routine operations at Xiaoshan Airport seemed to be just like any other day, business as usual. But the calmness of the mundane was about to be disrupted by an incident that would capture global attention. As dusk fell, the lights of Hangzhou began to twinkle against the twilight sky. Life proceeded with its usual rhythm in this bustling metropolis, its ancient charm melding seamlessly with modern vibrancy. The Xiaoshan Airport, one of China's busiest airports, was buzzing with the sound of jet engines and passengers, a symphony of constant movement and transition. Sequestered in their tower, the air traffic controllers watched over this complex ballet of aviation with practiced eyes. Trained to handle unexpected events with utmost calm and precision, they were the unsung orchestrators of the aerial dance. The radar screens in front of them flickered with dozens of aircraft signatures, each dot and line a vessel carrying hundreds of souls. Around 8:40 p.m., however, a new signature appeared on the radar screen. This was not an expected blip, not a scheduled arrival or departure. It was something that deviated from the usual patterns, a puzzle that needed unraveling. The controllers leaned closer to their screens, their trained eyes narrowing at the anomaly. Simultaneously, first-hand accounts began pouring in from different parts of the airport. Ground staff and passengers alike, drawn by the unusual spectacle, stepped out of their routines to gaze up at the night sky. They squinted, pointed, and murmured among themselves, their faces reflecting curiosity, fascination, and in some cases, concern. As murmurs of an unusual sighting started to filter through the airport, the atmosphere shifted subtly. Casual conversations quieted. Eyes that were previously on screens, books, or watch faces were drawn upwards. The hum of ordinary life was gently replaced by a collective sense of curiosity and a shared silent anticipation. Passengers pressed their faces against the large glass windows of the terminal, their breaths fogging up the cool surface. Even among those who were just disembarking, heads turned skyward, gazes fixated on the glowing object, suitcases forgotten by their sides. Airport staff, taxi drivers, bystanders, everyone fell under the spell of the unusual sight. The descriptions were varied, painting a kaleidoscope of perspectives. Some likened it to a shooting star, only much closer and brighter. Others thought it was a flare or a firework, but the persistent glow and peculiar trajectory challenged those explanations. Amid the shared awe, a sense of unease began to pervade. As the news of flight cancellations and delays trickled down, the spectacle took a serious turn. The presence of the unidentified object, initially a curiosity, now started to seem like an intrusion, a disruption that was not only affecting flight schedules, but also raising questions about air safety. The testimonies, while varying in specifics, concurred on several elements: the bright light, the high velocity, and the peculiar trajectory. These eyewitness accounts, coupled with the radar confirmation, thickened the plot of the enigma that was unfurling over Xiaoshan Airport. As the clock ticked and the object remained in airspace, a palpable sense of disquiet started seeping into the control tower. The uncertainty surrounding the unidentified object's nature and intent posed a potential risk to the safety of other aircraft. After hushed discussions and swift consultations, a decision was reached. The airport would halt operations until the unidentified object vacated the airspace. Flights were grounded, departures postponed, and the incoming traffic rerouted, signaling to all that this was not a trivial situation. While the airport plunged into an unscheduled pause, the strange object continued its trajectory, seemingly oblivious to the stir it had created. The unidentified flying object that unexpectedly graced the skies above Hangzhou was an enigma. It was nothing like the regular specks of light dotting the expansive firmament, the commonplace airliners that crisscrossed the ether, or the distant cosmic bodies that held their stationary vigil every night. This particular visitor was unusual, peculiar, and elicited a sense of marvel and unease in those who had the chance to witness it. From the point of its initial detection, the object glowed with an incandescent radiance that set it apart from the surrounding nocturnal landscape. The aura surrounding it was almost surreal, and it cast a luminescent trail as it moved across the sky. It wasn't a mere flickering light or a fleeting illusion. It held the constancy of its presence, forcing everyone to acknowledge that this was something extraordinary. In terms of its appearance, the object was unlike anything the witnesses had ever seen. Its glow was intense, appearing in stark contrast to the darkened evening sky. Its color seemed to change subtly, pulsating between hues of a resplendent white and a mysterious iridescent gleam. The shape, however, remained consistently indistinct, like a form obscured by its own light. To the naked eye, it appeared as though it were a horizontal cylinder of light, gliding parallel to the nighttime horizon. It was impossible to discern the object from the light surrounding it, but some witnesses described seeing small orbs hovering above or within the object, moving at the same speed and trajectory. They questioned whether these orbs were part of the object itself, or separate balls of light flying in an impressive and unbroken formation. Witnesses also reported seeing the object occasionally emit a wide beam of light directed at the ground, as if scanning the area in search of something. As the minutes ticked by, the object moved with a mesmerizing rhythm, cutting across the sky seemingly with purpose. Its speed was neither too slow to be perceived as static, nor too fast to be deemed a shooting star. The movement seemed controlled and precise, with none of the erratic darting or zigzagging often associated with meteorological or astronomical phenomena. While descriptions varied, as they often do with such inexplicable occurrences, all eyewitnesses agreed on one thing: the sighting lasted longer than any of them had expected. From the moment the object came into view until it eventually disappeared, it commanded their attention for an estimated half an hour, perhaps even longer. The duration was notably unusual for a UFO sighting, as such events often come and go in mere minutes, if not seconds. Throughout this sighting, the object maintained its mystery. It arrived without warning, dominated the night sky with its luminous presence, and then departed, leaving only questions in its wake. The witnesses were left grappling with the memory of the object's enigmatic appearance, its controlled motion, and its enduring presence, an unforgettable display of aerial phenomenon. As the unknown object commanded the airspace, it became clear to the authorities at Xiaoshan Airport that they were dealing with an unprecedented situation. This was not merely a test of their training and emergency protocols. It was a test of their resilience in the face of an unanticipated and highly uncertain incident. In any airport, decisions of significant operational magnitude typically involve several layers of command and decision-making processes, which is essential to maintain a smooth functioning air traffic, particularly in times of emergency or unforeseen events. The first step taken by the airport officials was to notify the Air Traffic Control Center. As they relayed the information of the sighting, a sense of urgent concern passed through the lines of communication. Air traffic controllers immediately sprang into action, all eyes scanning their radar screens as they tried to discern any unfamiliar blips that would align with the sighting. Faced with this uncertainty, the officials made a critical decision: to close the airport. It was a bold move, reflecting the seriousness of the situation. The authorities recognized that continuing operations with an unidentified object in their airspace could put numerous lives at risk. This decision had immediate and significant repercussions. Over 18 flights had to be delayed, with thousands of passengers left in a state of confusion and apprehension. Families waiting for loved ones, business people en route to crucial meetings, tourists eager to explore new destinations, all of them stranded, their plans thrown into disarray. Some flights, already in the air and approaching Hangzhou, had to be rerouted to airports in Ningbo and Wuxi. Pilots found themselves given abrupt new instructions, their meticulously planned flight paths abruptly altered. Ground staff at the alternative airports scrambled to accommodate the unexpected influx of arrivals. The wave of disruption rippled out from Xiaoshan, affecting countless individuals and revealing just how interconnected the world of air travel truly is. Simultaneously, the Incident Command Center at Xiaoshan Airport was a flurry of activity. Officials were in constant contact with the national aviation authorities and the military, trying to determine the identity of the UFO. An air of tension and urgency pervaded the scene as they navigated this extraordinary situation. Throughout the shutdown, the atmosphere at the airport was a mix of tension, anticipation, and awe. Despite the inconvenience and uncertainty, there was also a sense of wonderment among those present. This was an experience that would be indelibly etched in their memories, a tale they would tell for years to come. In response to the mysterious sighting that disrupted the normal rhythms of Xiaoshan Airport, Chinese authorities swung into immediate action. The inherent potential implications for national security necessitated a swift, comprehensive investigation. The Chinese government, known for its controlled dissemination of information, faced the unusual predicament of dealing with a case where the phenomena had been witnessed by a significant number of civilians. With the decision to close the airport made, the Civil Aviation Administration of China, the central governing body overseeing aviation activities in the country, initiated an immediate investigation into the event. The investigators were thorough, dissecting every element. Air traffic control logs were reviewed, radar signals were analyzed, eyewitness accounts were collected, and unusual flight patterns were examined. Alongside the Civil Aviation Administration's probe, China's military intelligence also launched an investigation. This unanticipated incident was not merely a disruption to the country's aviation operations, but it could potentially have more profound strategic implications. Hence, the government needed to establish if there was any risk to national security. The teams of investigators deployed from both the civil and military sectors were composed of top-notch professionals, known for their expertise and rigor. The seriousness of the incident meant that no stone was left unturned in understanding the true nature of the sighting. In tandem with these investigations, the wheels of bureaucracy were also set in motion. Several top-level meetings were convened to discuss and address the incident. All necessary steps were taken to maintain national security and public order, without causing unnecessary panic. The urgency, the level of detail, and the intensity of the investigation underscored the government's commitment to understanding the occurrence and addressing it responsibly. The public response was nothing short of a phenomenon. Chinese social media platforms lit up with thousands of comments, speculations, and questions. The sighting at Xiaoshan Airport triggered a wave of intrigue that swept across the nation, and soon, the rest of the world. Mainstream media coverage was abundant and varied. State-controlled media initially reported the event in a factual, no-frills manner, attempting to maintain a neutral tone in the face of an unexplained occurrence. This, however, did not deter the public's appetite for theories and explanations. Internationally, news of the Xiaoshan airport shutdown sparked an intense flurry of interest. From major news networks to online forums, the story spread like wildfire. The international media was intrigued by the unique circumstances of the incident, especially given China's reputation for control over news dissemination. The event ignited a resurgence in discussions about UFO sightings worldwide, adding a new chapter to the annals of unexplained aerial phenomena. Speculations ranged from secret military experiments to visitors from outer space. Debates raged on, and the UFO sighting became a point of fascination, controversy, and even humor. As the public hungered for answers, the authorities continued their work, bearing the weight of the expectations and the responsibility of shedding light on the mysterious incident. This event reinforced the delicate relationship between the people, the media, and the government, a dance of curiosity, information, and control, with the truth waiting to be unveiled in the spotlight. As the nation held its collective breath, waiting for the official pronouncement regarding the strange apparition in the skies, the Chinese authorities finalized their investigation. It was a moment that not only the local populace of Hangzhou, but UFO enthusiasts worldwide had been eagerly anticipating. The incident had crossed borders, seizing global attention and adding fuel to the debate about the existence of extraterrestrial life. Finally, after days of rigorous investigation, the Chinese authorities released their first official statement. It was concise, intended to provide facts, quell rampant speculation, and ensure public order. They explained that the unidentified object had caused a temporary shutdown of the airport to ensure the safety of all flights and passengers, reaffirming their commitment to public safety. However, regarding the nature of the UFO itself, the authorities were somewhat circumspect. They revealed that a thorough investigation had been conducted, including military radar analysis, but no definitive conclusion had been reached regarding the exact nature of the object. The authorities did, however, rule out common possibilities, such as an unregistered aircraft or a weather balloon. This nuanced statement left room for interpretation and triggered varying responses from the public. The mainstream audience appreciated the caution exercised by the authorities in not jumping to conclusions, reflecting their commitment to thorough, evidence-based investigations. However, for UFO enthusiasts and extraterrestrial life theorists, the official statement only served to deepen the mystery, making it a focal point for discussions and debates across various platforms. Internationally, several aviation and space organizations acknowledged the incident. The International Civil Aviation Organization commended the swift actions taken by the airport authorities to ensure safety. However, they did not offer any explanation for the unidentified flying object, stating that it was beyond their purview. The ambiguous nature of the official statements left much room for interpretation. Conspiracy theorists and skeptics alike dove into an ocean of speculation, debate, and conjecture. The incident quickly became a hotbed of discussions in the global UFO community, with various theories, ranging from government cover-ups to advanced extraterrestrial technology. In the wake of the official statements, theories and speculations about the Xiaoshan airport UFO incident flourished, feeding the fertile ground of human curiosity and fear of the unknown. Each theory represented a different perspective on the event, echoing the diverse ways in which people made sense of unexplained phenomena. A prominent theory was the belief that the UFO was related to military activities. Given China's expanding aerospace industry and military capabilities, some speculated that the unidentified object could have been a secret military project, an unregistered drone, or an advanced aircraft undergoing a test flight. However, this theory was disputed by the fact that the object had disrupted commercial airspace, a risky and unlikely move for a classified military operation. Another hypothesis proposed that the UFO was nothing more than space debris, possibly remnants of a satellite re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Yet critics argued that space debris would not have exhibited the flight pattern or stability observed in the UFO, making this theory less convincing. Then, of course, there were those who held a firm belief in extraterrestrial involvement. They argued that the unidentified object's capabilities, such as its speed, movement, and disappearance, far exceeded that of current human technology. To them, this event was yet another instance of extraterrestrial intelligence observing Earth, a theory that, while largely unsupported by the scientific community, continues to captivate UFO enthusiasts. More skeptical minds propose that the whole incident was a large-scale optical illusion, perhaps caused by atmospheric phenomena or light reflections. However, the number of witnesses and the radar detection of the object made this explanation seem improbable to most. Finally, there were those who took the official statements at face value and believed that the unidentified flying object remained just that, unidentified. It would be years before any alleged evidence would make its way to the public sphere. In early May of 2017, a video found its way to the internet that appeared to depict the very same type of object that was witnessed in Hangzhou. Initially, the video was presented as legitimate footage of the night of the Xiaoshan airport incident and seemed to verify the accounts of the witnesses and airport employees. The video showed a large cylinder of light suspended in a cloudy dark sky as a beam of light extended from the bottom of the object to the ground. The beam pulsated as it shot down from the object and flickered on and off as it widened across the ground and retracted back into the craft. The beam seemed to vary in intensity and stretch across the entire bottom section of the object before conforming back into a single pillar of light and shutting off again. Next to the cylindrical object were two large glowing orbs hovering on either side of the craft. These orbs appeared to be suspended in formation with the larger cylindrical object, not moving or affected by the surrounding atmospheric conditions. Within this trio formation, another smaller orb is shown on the video. This orb appeared to be a smaller version of the two larger orbs that hovered next to the cylindrical object. However, unlike the others, this orb displayed highly unusual flight characteristics. While the three larger objects remained stationary, the smaller orb rapidly whipped around the sky, seemingly interacting with the other objects. As the orb darted from object to object, it turned and shifted in ways that defy our current understanding of physics, with unnerving speed and an intentionally random flight path. The video reignited the debate surrounding the Xiaoshan airport incident, and many UFO enthusiasts declared the video as unequivocal proof of what had occurred that day. However, this video would later be attributed to a sighting in France that had occurred only days prior to its release. The authenticity of this video remains suspended in a cloud of uncertainty and speculation. But regardless of its validity, it also demonstrates how quickly information can become diluted and misrepresented within the UFO community. Other videos would also surface claiming to be legitimate documentations of the events of the Xiaoshan airport incident. One of which appears to show the very same cylindrical craft drifting slowly through a dark cityscape before abruptly shooting vertically into the sky in a dazzling flash of light. Many have speculated that this video is a recreation of the event that was originally aired on Chinese television programs that featured the Xiaoshan airport incident, again contributing to the convoluted nature of this sighting. Beyond the photos released with the initial news report, no plausible evidence has been presented to validate the witness testimony of that night. The Xiaoshan airport incident continues to echo through the annals of UFO history, its ripples still palpable a decade after the event. A combination of tangible repercussions, such as the unprecedented shutting down of an airport, the tangible radar data, and the myriad of eyewitness accounts, endowed this event with a robustness that few other UFO sightings can claim. While the incident was eventually consigned to the realm of unexplained phenomena, it has left an indelible imprint on the collective consciousness, both within China and beyond. It gave rise to a fresh wave of intrigue and debate about the existence of extraterrestrial life, reinvigorating a topic often dismissed as mere fringe interest. The Xiaoshan event offered a compelling case study in the widespread societal impact that such incidents can have. The significant disruption caused by the sighting, the rerouting of flights, the economic cost of the shutdown, and the ripple of unease that spread among the public highlighted the practical implications of such unexplained events. It forced authorities, scientists, and civilians alike to grapple with a phenomenon that lay beyond their understanding and control. The incident also underscored the role of government and military transparency in such events. The Chinese authorities' handling of the incident, the subsequent investigation, and the release of statements were seen by many as indicative of how governments might react to the potential reality of extraterrestrial encounters. It ignited discussions on the responsibility of those in power to inform and reassure the public in the face of the unexplainable, a topic that is, in itself, a subject of ongoing debate. When viewed within the larger history of UFO sightings, the Xiaoshan airport incident stands out as a remarkably well-documented event, contributing to a body of incidents that span across nations and decades. It adds to the mosaic of humanity's unending quest to decipher our place in the universe, our tireless curiosity for what lies beyond our earthly confines, and our willingness to entertain the extraordinary possibility of life beyond Earth. Despite the passing of years and the inconclusive end to the official investigations, the Xiaoshan airport incident remains a piece of the fascinating and intriguing puzzle that is the UFO phenomenon. It serves as a testament to our collective longing to uncover the mysteries of the universe, a longing that endures despite, or perhaps because of, our inability to explain what exactly was seen in the sky that summer night in 2010.